Hey guys, welcome to my channel, or welcome back. Okay, so these are collective readings. They may not resonate with everybody, so take what resonates and leave the rest. Alright, so what does my collective need to know? What does my collective need to know? Secrets. Secrets, we've got voice, and we have ungrounded, and then we have deception, and we have loyalty, and then we have gifts. And we've got courage. Okay, so someone has a lot of secrets, someone who's very deceptive, alright? With this voice, I am getting that somebody actually wants your voice. Somebody could be trying to use your voice or pose to be you, right? Okay, someone who's very, very deceptive. Someone who is going to go to hell, basically. Someone who's about to get devoured by what they've been working with. Okay, so they could have gone to a graveyard. They've got voodoo doll. They've got a voodoo doll. Okay, they've been trying to torture some sort of a voodoo doll. But they're going to get, like, devoured in hell. They're going to get tortured in hell. Someone is trying to keep a secret. They could have took something from you. Okay, we've got gifts and ungrounded. Because you have some sort of gifts, they want to make out like you are ungrounded or something like that. But they're keeping a secret that they want your voice, they want your gifts, okay? And they want to play some mental health games. They want your voice, okay? Loyalty. This is somebody who was supposed to be loyal to you, but they was very deceptive, and they want to keep it a secret. And they want your voice, and they want your gifts for themselves. They could have something what you hold like close to your heart, okay? Could be someone who works at a farm or used to work at a farm at some point, has some very toxic, very dark secrets, okay? They work with graveyard dirt and the Grim Reaper, okay? They're going to get devoured in hell. Skull could be significant. They are literally going to get devoured in hell. They conjure things up, okay? They work with graveyard dirt. With this graveyard dirt, they could actually have like some sort of jar spell. They could have done some sort of graveyard dirt, put a picture of masculine or feminine, okay, in some sort of grave. Like a jar spell. But I'm also getting, with this voice, they don't want you to be able to speak out, okay? They could also be jealous of like your child or children, or this could be somebody who's been jealous of you since you were a child, okay? Somebody who's always very cunning. Sister, love. And then we've got wounds, and then we've got sacrifice. So maybe a sister could be involved in trying to sacrifice you for your own gifts, your own skills, your own talents, because they want them, and they want your voice, okay? And they've got involved in some sort of potions, okay? And they was promised or something to the devil, like the devil, they made some sort of deal with the devil, right? And they was promised that they could get your gifts, your skills or something. They could get your talents or something like that. But they're not innocent, alright? Truth, that's the truth. They're not innocent, okay? They're not innocent in all of this. It could be someone who you felt like was your sister. It doesn't have to be a blood sister. It could be a half sister. It could be a step sister. Okay. It could be a blood sister. It could be a foster sister, adopted sister. All right. Some of you thought you could trust, but you can't. They're trying to do some sort of mental magic and trying to erase what they've done from your memory. They're trying to do some memory like erasure. They're trying to erase from your memory what they've done surrounding some sort of poisoning and sacrificing. And they want you to understand them because they're jealous, you see. They want you to understand them because they've got an obsession with this voodoo doll also. They're obsessed with playing around with this voodoo doll, poking needles in a voodoo doll and trying to rip and tear a voodoo doll apart. Healing. Something surrounding they don't want you to be able to heal. So this is somebody who wants to torture you, but they want your voice. Okay? They want your gifts. They've been doing some sort of mental magic, and they've been sticking pins in a voodoo doll and trying to work on the head. Alright? They've definitely been trying to work on the root, the root chakra, the womb. Alright? I can see like a voodoo doll, and then at the bottom of the voodoo doll they're trying to rip the voodoo doll on the root. Alright? They're very greedy. They're very greedy. They're very money, power hungry. Alright? They've roped other people into this bloody circus. Alright? But they've all been roped into this from a load of lies. They've all been roped into this from a load of lies. I don't know. Trying to wipe your memory, you know. Something to do with your memory. They're trying to wipe your memory. There's somebody who wants like how your brain thinks, okay? They want your voice. They want your gifts, your skills, your talents. Like this Hansel and Gretel, like survival and Goldilocks entitlement. They're trying to lure people, alright, to their demise is what I'm getting. They're trying to get other people to help them, and they're trying to lure them to their demise. And like, it's surrounding some sort of wicked witch and warlock type of energy, okay? Like the sweet house there, and they're trying to get like people to harm child or children, or they could have done this since you were a child. And they're always trying to rope other people in. They've got a lot of greed surrounding them, mammon, alright? And they just think that they're entitled to try and take your innocence, your purity, and they think they're entitled to do black magic because they chose to serve darkness, and they chose to battle and compete against you, okay, in some sort of spiritual warfare. And they just think that they're entitled. They even want your words, okay? So you could be a writer or something, or however you speak, okay, however you word things. They're trying to copy. They're trying to copy absolutely everything from you, yeah? We've got swan, dedication, and they're just swanning around, okay? Theft, after stealing. They want to, it's some sort of identity theft, maybe plagiarism, theft of work, maybe trying to steal your thoughts, okay? Could be trying to, like, their house, their home, their bodies is, like, occupied by the devil. They're very, very toxic, okay? They're very unconcerned about their own actions, okay? They could have tried to steal a house or a home, or they could have stole some type of money to buy a house or a home, and they've been roping other people into their sick, silly little mind games, okay? They really want to create some sort of deep sea. Well, look, gift in reverse. They want to take your gift from you. They want to take your gift, and then they've got on taking some sort of great fortune with this theft. And they've been roping other people in and luring other people to their demise. They've been lying. They've been very cunning. Very, very cunning. Very cunning. Very cunning. Very greedy. Okay? They've been swanning around, okay? They could be courting or dating somebody right now, but they've been swanning around. Alright? Like their shit don't stink. Like their shit don't stink. Unconcerned about what they've done. We've got a used ID, so stolen identity, alright. We've got birth certificate, social security number to open up a bank account. Then we've got identity theft, fraudulent practice of using another's name and personal information in order to obtain credit, loans, alright. So this is full on identity theft. This sibling could be aged 20 to 25, alright. Or sisters could be doing this to a masculine or feminine energy. Premeditated robbery, used ID to get a car on credit, then trying to follow you with guns to end you before you speak out. Their mother is involved. Forged documents are being examined. Alright. Wow. Forged documents are being examined. Trying to fight to take your identity crisis. So they're trying to fight to take full identity, take hold of this great fortune, okay? Full identity has been stolen. Maybe even some sort of plagiarism, maybe even some sort of written work, some sort of words, because they're greedy and they just want more, and they've roped people in, and they've just created like a circus of people, alright, and following masculine or feminine round with a gun to try and end them before they speak out, because they're very unconcerned and they want to just keep swanning around with some sort of stolen money, okay? And this stolen identity, look, hitman, hit woman. Then we got an ending video uploaded to the dark web. They're doing a hussy spell, like hussy sex magic. They've been getting involved in trying to do some degrading rituals out of jealousy, out of spite. They're disgusting. They're disgusting. Trying to poison to death, alright? Poison manipulation, venom manipulation, various toxins inflict negative effects upon target to cause total paralysis or even kill someone outright. Very, very disgusting. And then because we've got age 20 to 25, they've just been toxic from a very, very young age. So anyone who are caught in our dating, they're just as toxic too. And that toxic energy is seeping into them. The cunning, the witty, okay? And then we've got reactive abuse. So they do all this, yeah? Rob all this, try and steal your full identity because they feel like they're entitled, try and sacrifice, try and poison, and then probe. And it's like reactive abuse. Look at what I've done. Look at what I've done to you. Look at what I'm getting away with. And rub it in your face that they've robbed the life out of you. Then putting it out and trying to get you ending. Okay? Sold you out for clout. Paper trail. Forged documents found. Caught. And then we've got abuse of power and just advantage of individuals, organisations or government that are involved in ending animals for gains, and attempted murder. An attempted murder. Abuse videos uploaded to dark web. So then this sibling type of energy and their mother, and God knows who else has been roped into this. They want abuse videos, a father figure who's also involved. So their mother, their father, or their mother, your father, a stepmother type of figure, a sibling, alright, who wants you to just be abused and wounded and RAPE'd and, you know, and they just feel like they're entitled because they've got involved in selling like own family member out of spite, out of greed, out of jealousy, took some sort of stolen money, stolen full identity. They're roaming round as this innocent one, alright, but they're not. They're evil. They're very evil, and they've been evil since a young age. They chose to serve darkness. They seek full control. They've got some sort of curve ties, dark witch, dark warlock. They've been sending sneak attacks, okay? They've been paying for spell work and readings, and they're all going down, exposed, getting charged with countless crimes against you, locked up. Extortion, okay? We've got obtaining something, money through force or threats. So they've snatched everything, alright, and then getting like degrading rituals, abuse, and then they've been giving out favours for immunity. Large group conspiring. It's this circus of people who they've roped in, who's just as cunning, who's just as devious, who's just as evil as them. So, heavy heart. So many evil acts, deeds and unrepented sins, and uncle is involved. Trying to watch your every move, alright? Freaks. cars and bikes with stolen money. They've been paying for surgery with stolen money. They've got a corrupt doctor involved to falsify medical records, tamper with medical records, and then quite possibly give wrongful medication with this poison manipulation to poison masculine or feminine to death, because it did say about kill someone outright. Could hit international judges, court of justice. Stolen ID on dating websites, okay? So they're doing this and trying to reel people in, alright? And then what they're doing, okay, is they're like, oh, I live here. Yeah, come to my house. Come to my house. And they could be giving out address. They could be giving out address. And then they've stolen identity online, and they've been starting arguments with other people online from stolen identity, okay, with some big men, big women, alright, some evil people, and then they've been messaging and inboxing them online from a fake account, from a fake identity. There's an overwhelming amount of evidence, and we've got watching you on the dark web. So an uncle, okay, sibling, okay, father figure, okay, like some sort of stepmother or something like that. They've got inside a house of home, and they have cameras inside a house of home to watch masculine or feminine whenever they undress, okay, whenever they get into bed, okay, any any courtships or what have you, they want to see masculine or feminine doing what have you on camera so they can watch it from the dark web. Look, pervert, absolute pervert. And they're involved in ending animals. Some of these people could be going abroad, okay, and do something abroad and be getting locked up abroad. They're going to get put in hospital for this, because it's disgusting. It's absolutely disgusting. Paying for spells on children, okay, or could have been doing spell work on you since a child, okay, and if you have child or children, they are definitely doing spell work on the children too, because they're not all there. And they will be arrested for attempted murder. They've been filing false reports. They're always having withdrawals from your energy, so they need this energy, so they are involved in some sort of energy harvesting. And with this great fortune reversed, like the goal of what seems to be like coming, they're trying to suck this energy and wrap themselves in this pure innocent energy, and they're trying to act all innocent, but they're not, okay? They're being proper baiting and getting lippy and everything. I think they are strong but limp as fuck on their own, alright? They think the 1% club. They think there's only 1% of these evil, toxic, fakes, frauds, phonies in the world, but there's not. Alright, the world's full of them. So can they stop thinking the 1%, please? Because they're not. There's nothing 1% about them. 1818, there's nothing 1% about them, darling. There's millions and millions and millions, if not billions, of toxic, evil people out there in the world trying to rob the life out of people, alright? Trying to take people's full identity, alright? God knows how many people are getting involved in poisoning with these toxic doctors, toxic laws and all this stuff. You know what I mean? So it's not 1%, alright? So if you're on here, 1% club, darling, you're not 1%. There's not 1% of you in the world. There's millions, if not billions of you. So please stop calling yourself 1% club, yeah? Character assassination, malicious and unjustified harming of a person's good reputation. Because they've been splash spending with stolen money, swanning around, like I said. Then spreading malicious lies and rumours to the pals, 1919, who's just as evil and toxic as them. So they wanted fame for doing 6 things to you. For some, they're involved in child abduction, and that's for some, alright? They like to snatch kids, alright, because they're greedy. I want everything that's yours. I want everything. And I want to do all this sick shit. And you know, even a 20 to 25-year-old's involved in doing this. Disgusting, aren't they? So obviously very, very toxic and very, very snake-like from a young age. Okay. They're very mentally retarded. They are very, very mentally retarded. Very mentally retarded. Very greedy. Very money power hungry. I mean, it's not even their money to take, darling. Oh yeah, they're always off the tits on drugs. Probably money's got spent on drug trafficking. They know they fucked on her because the bank account's under investigation. They've been getting a room, hotel, motel, suite, business, pleasure, alright, discussing this backstabbing, discussing this deceit, discussing this betrayal, this monstrous betrayal, alright. They've been cashing checks and depositing checks into the bank account. They're very envious. They've been trying to get rid of evidence, okay, with fake friends. They've been trying to get rid of evidence. They don't want to hear that they're going down for a very long time. Like money laundering, racketeering, okay, like a weaker, alright. And they just thought they was going to get away with it. They thought no one could investigate them because they're part of 1% club, darling. It doesn't matter if you think you're 1% club, sweetheart. It doesn't matter if you've gone and got your lippy on. Alright, you toxic fucking viewer. We already know the tea. Alright, you're toxic. I told ya. You're toxic, alright? They just trash talk people, try and downgrade them, spread malicious lies and rumours while they're robbing the life out of them. They go pissing on up, partying, celebrating, swanning off around the world, go to hotels, motels, you know, take fucking family abroad, swan around here, because they feel like they're entitled. And then they're also doing energy harvesting, and they got on a contract killer. They got on a contract, bloody killer. On the blower. Forced power of attorney, okay, making decisions on one's half. And then with this poisoning, right, and because they're trying to get away, they could be trying to fake their own death or try to make out like masculine or feminine was already dead. Look, the snake is devouring them. It's coiling around them, okay. It is literally wrapping and coiling all around them, darling. They thought worshipping the snake was gonna, I don't know, toxic, slithery, slimy serpent. They're a serpent seed. They just want to worship the serpent. And with this poisoning, if masculine or feminine survived, alright, this poisoning, they could have already declared this masculine or feminine dead, right? Because just so be careful of your drinks, okay? Like, look at this masculine energy. Poisoning some sort of medication or give some sort of wrongful medication to poison, alright? Fakes their death or their own death. Someone, one of these fake ass friends, they always want your missus or fella, alright? Always want your missus or fella. They can't keep the hand out the cookie jar, and even if they're in a relationship or courting or dating somebody, even if they're bloody about to get engaged, they want to jump on your missus or your fella. That's because they're a snake, alright? They've always been a snake, and if you've forgiven them before and they've done the same thing again, and then they're forgiven them before, and what have you? This fake friend, they don't want you to leave them because they're very, very greedy. Anything you have coming towards you as well, so they're teamed up with a jealous sibling, anything you have, they want it falling apart because they've got caught, okay? They've just been gossiping, slamming around, alright? Slamming around. They always want your missus or your fella, alright? They'll slide on into your missus or fella's inbox, alright? They'll get all toxic, because they're just slithery slimy. Okay, so snakes just wrapping and coiling round them all. They know they fucked on her. Okay, someone in this connection, maybe a partner, alright, they just wanted to get some drugs. So then they was trash talking, and then they was trying to delete these text messages, alright. So then maybe an ex is involved. Some of you could have been caught in or dating, or with at some point. They got recruited into this big, long, massive snake, alright, and they got involved in this reactive abuse, and it's game over, alright, because they even turned into a hater. I'm sorry, alright, they even turned into a jealous hater. They even wanted some of this money, this stolen money, and they wanted to join the big long line of big long fat snake just swirling around. And the more they join together, the more longer and bigger and fatter this snake gets. It's like the last guy who I left, he was just walking, like trying to walk in my house, and I was trying to tell him, just go away, leave me alone, I don't want to be with you anymore, because I knew it was just as bad as them. He wanted some of the money what they'd robbed off me, and then when he walked in the house, well, I didn't even freaking want him to come on in, but I just couldn't be doing with the arguing, yeah. When he walked up the stairs and sat on the end of the bed, a long, big, fat, black snake was just following him up the stairs, a long, big, fat, black snake spirit, and I was thinking, for fuck's sake, you don't even get a break. But it's because they're envious, and they don't want to hear, alright? They just wanted to cash a cheque into their bank account and be a backstabber, and just sliver and slime around, and try and trash talk you, and get off the tits on drugs, alright? But it's all falling apart, because they've got a long, big, fat, bloody snake coming for them, devouring them, come out in the cars, wrapping round, coiling round. Alright, the snake just like whooshed past, and I'm just like, for God's sake, right? And I told him, you failed a test. He's like, I don't care about any test, like proper shouting. I'm like, you failed a test. He's like, I don't give a fuck about any test. So then I told him to get on out, yeah, 26, and that long, big, fat snake's just waiting for him outside. And then I went back upstairs, because this is like not long after they'd murdered my baby boy. And I was just sat on the bed, and there was two like demons on the floor, and I was like, you can fuck off back to him, and you can fuck off back to him, and all, alright? So they're so emotionally unintelligent, alright? They don't care about slivering and sliding into other people's inbox and other people's room, and treating you like shit and trash talking you for a bag of weed or a bit of cat fat, or, you know, a few quid under the table, and sliding on round to these toxic karmics and starting a shit ton of drama, alright? Because they're really insecure in their own world, and they just think that sliding around with other snakes, it's going to serve their purpose, but it's not, because that snake is wrapping round them, it's coiling round them, alright? And they're going to get done, alright? They was doing this reactive abuse, but the bank account has gone under investigation. They're a set of copycats, because it's come out in the cards. They're a copycat, alright? And it was like a knocking shot for them. Oh, look, you got a new missus, or you got a new fella, let me slide on in. I know I've got a missus or fella over here, but I'm going to slide on in. And your missus a fella, because I'm now but a snake, darling. And they are, darling, they're trying to run away, dolls. Because you don't want to be manipulated, alright? You don't want to be lied to. You don't want to be controlled by this long, big, fucking snake what's slithering and sliming around. And they love drama. They love to straight up copy and paste. So basically, X or X's have just slid on and off, what have you, to these other snakes, alright? Because they want this good energy and they want a piece of this money, but they're all getting, they was all promised a piece of the pie. They was all promised a piece of the pie, but they're surrounded by undercovers, you see. Deflection. They do this a lot to many people. Blaming someone else for your or their problems by painting themselves as a victim. But they're not, darling. They're not the victim. They've been robbing this money, alright? Theft. They've stolen identity. They want your missus, they want your fella all the time. They've been cashing check. They've been baiting and goading, alright? They've been slithering and sliding on round with anyone who comes near masculine or feminine, because they just slide straight on in, alright, with these fake friends and these fake siblings or what have you. And they just slide on in and bait them and come on, slide round to mine. So they're just sliding around everywhere. And then just start swanning around in the car with stolen money. And then they call themselves a victim. The victim. The victim. The victim. It's all premeditated robbery. But someone that's 20 to 25 is involved. I don't know why, they just think they're going to get away with it. Poisoning people, they just think they're going to get away with it. Word witchery. I don't know, they just put people under spells. They're doing glamour spells, beauty magic, sex magic, do you know what I mean? Separation spells, love me spells. There's not all there in the head. I never have been, since a young age. They've always just been stealing and robbing the life out of people. You're not going to tell on me, are you? Come on, I'll give you some more drugs. So basically they spent a lot of this money on drugs and they're trying to pay people in ket, fet, smack, crack, weed. Don't tell on me, will you? I'll give you some smack, I'll give you some crack, I'll give you some fet, I'll give you some weed. Come on, get off your bonus on me. But the drugs, what they've got, they poison the drugs too. Because they want their victims to become like ungrounded and then get some sort of drug-induced psychosis or what have you, because they're involved in poisoning drugs. So they've got all this some money, they're spending some of it on drugs trafficking, and they're poisoning the drugs what they're pushing out onto the streets. So it's not even normal weed anymore, it's friggin' weed what's been laced in poison, you know, like battery acid or just something what's going to make you spew on up, alright? Something where you think it's just a normal pill or what have you, but then you're frothing and you're foaming at the mouth. So they've murdered people before. They're a set of dark witches, the dark warlocks, and they've got a thing for bumping people off and then putting hits out on people, because I don't know why they think that the mafia are after stealing people's identity. Look, trying to take your identity, like using other people's birth certificates and stuff like that, again with the attempted murder. But when they're flying out to different countries, you know, if they've been paying for holidays and swanning up and down, you know, and all around, the ones who's been involved, fake friends and family or exes or what have you, they're committing crimes abroad too, you know, by trying to poison people abroad. Oh, it's alright, I'll get you that drink, and plopping stuff in the drink. So they're doing this abroad as well, because they think they're entitled. So this is the type of person, because it's splitting them off in different areas, alright? They're going off with the toxic, evil, wicked witch and warlock powers. They'll poison people abroad, alright? Probably rob their rooms, because they're just involved 32 and just robbing the life out of people, poisoning them, alright? Locked up abroad. One of them could get locked up abroad. They could be getting locked up abroad when they go abroad, alright? Someone's going to get locked up abroad. They're creating fake videos, pictures using AI. So they could be trying to set you up for crimes also, alright? Because, well, they're on video call to each other. They're always discussing that. They think they've got dirty law officials paid under the tables and under the belt. Love spells. Love me, love me, love me, love me, love me. Trying to set you up in a fight to be outnumbered. And then in this connection, you rejected them, it hurt them, so they decided to ruin you. So this could be not even just like a sexual type of relationship. This could be like someone who you didn't even want to be the friend anymore because we've got fake friends there, do you know what I mean? And you're just like, well, I don't want you to be around me. All the frees there. If you're going to get sliding on to Mrs. and my fella all the time and slamming them behind my back, I think I deserve a bit of a better friend. So they're like, right, you don't want to be my friend anymore. I'm going to get you gangster. I'm going to get hits put out on you, and I'll pay for that with drugs. Because they wanted to destroy it, you see. So they're paying for hits, drugs. But this enterprise is falling. Anytime they'll say sorry, you know for a fact they're lying. Anytime you get with somebody else, what have you, they'll probably start filing false reports with the police and start, look, knock, knock, knock at the door, knock, knock, knock at the door, and then it's that shit's friggin' show time, you know what I mean? You're thinking what you're coming for, and then they're going to get the police to try and like arrest you, slam you around in prison through false reports because they're watching in. They're getting neighbours to watch too. Oh, look, we're false reporting them to the police again. Alright, look, we're coming round with it, man, now. Look, you watch outside, alright? You watch outside the window. So there's a neighbour sat there, gossiping, alright? Look, look, we're coming round with a gun now. You watch outside, you watch outside. We'll give them a ball of crack, or we'll give them a bit of cat, we'll give them a bit of fat, we'll give them a bag of weed, and they don't want to hear that they're sick as fuck, and they're very envious. And they've been cashing checks into the bloody account, and it's under investigation. Now they want to go quiet is what I'm getting, alright? Now they want to go quiet, alright? Now they want to act all nicey-nicey. So we've got snakes trying to act all nicey-nicey. We've got hitman arrested and grassing for a lesser sentence. They tried to pay for immunity with stolen money. Then we've got phones, video calls and messages recorded, and they will all be charged. We've got a baby daddy, baby mama's family involved. That's for some. Oh my lord. Degrading rituals, humiliation rituals for clout. Message toxic fan behind your back to talk and to plot and to plan and to scheme with them. So it's linking to toxic family, toxic friends, toxic exes, alright, who are all slithering and slamming and linking together and all getting done for RICO, and all getting done for robbery, alright, all getting done for identity theft, all getting done for incitement, and even relatives from out of town involved in premeditated murder, so they're even going to get done. And they've been getting on the degrading rituals, and they've got a good judge who's going to sentence them all. They're that sick that they signed a contract in BLOOD with the devil to come against you. I've had this done on me. My dad's done it. Signed a freaking contract. I've seen it. I'm like, you know what? My family's just sick, and they just keep getting sicker and sicker and sicker and sicker and sicker and sicker and sicker. Alright? So there's deals with devils being made. Oh my lord. The children will be put up for adoption for what they did. They just wanted to be known, you see, and they are going to be known for being sick fucks, alright, for being toxic. So there'll probably be a documentary about the sick fucks because they're dying for fame and clout, alright, but you just got to be careful what you want to be famous for, innit? So we've got physical health, 8th house, sorry, physical health, death, rebirth, end of relationships involved into a new. So they've been attacking physical health, alright? They've been doing like death spells, but you've gone on a rebirth, trying to bring the spirit of death with these hits out on the dark web, paying with smack and crack and a bag of weed and passing these guns around, yeah? Then we've got end of relationships involving into a new. So end of any relationship. If you get anyone who's courting or dating you, you're going to do death spells, death hexes, 3737. Get in any relationship, death spell, death hexes, death spell, death spell, death spell. So many death spells have been done. Good law officials all over their sorry arses, and they're grassing each other up to get a lesser sentence. They're very arrogant and pig-headed, refuses to apologise for what they've done, because I don't know. Some of them, they put a couple of swells in their hair, or the guys will get their hairs done real cool, and they just think that they're going to get away with it all, and they're not going to get beat up in prison. Gaslighting everyone around them, lying all the time on your name. Lie. Constantly. But what do you expect the devil to do? Speak a word of the truth? Oh look, we've got bank there. I seen bank. Where was the bank? Where was the bank? I've just seen bank. Because I need the bank now. Bank fraud, RICO, investigation, racketeering, influence like corrupt organisation. So, I don't really know. So we've got family like ex's family, or what have you, fake friends, alright, like sibling rivalry, they want to be you and take your full identity, creating fake accounts after fake accounts to watch you from, alright, took a loan out in your name, then tried to bump you off a life insurance policy. So they are struggling with mammon, alright, they are. They're going to get devoured in prison. They're going to get devoured. I mean, they're going to be surrounded by like-minded people in prison, aren't they? Hitman arrested them, grassing for a lesser sentence. Because they want to get less time. for the sick, severe crimes, what's going to be like maximum punishment and maximum penalty, and they're going to be locked up for a very, 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 very long time. I mean, they did get some sort of hotel, alright, so maybe they've even got some tickets, maybe they was doing a booking, do you know what I mean? Someone's like going abroad or what have you, swanning off abroad, and they didn't care, you know, so there could be pictures of them abroad, and they really didn't care, and then they're smiling with the family or what have you, and smiling with the pals, knowing that they took this money, alright, and they really didn't care. They didn't even want to apologise. They're only like this because they know they've been caught, darlings. They know they've been caught. They've recruited, they're called in the cavalry. It's like a freak show. It's like a freak circus. Any freak just like us who's doing this sick shit, come join in. We'll give you a piece of the pie. And they all did. There was like a pack of bloody wolves, alright, that do out for a pack of friggin' hula hoops, some of these, you know. Out low vibration for a pack of hula hoops. It's making me want some Doritos now though. I've got some Doritos in. I might have some Doritos soon. But, out for a pack of hula hoops, out low vibrational, alright? But anyone who you start messaging, alright, because they're that much of a freak, alright, they've got all of that much money, and they're harvesting and taking your energy, yeah? They'll be like, they like you for your personality and stuff like that. Right, they like you for your energy and they like your energy. I'm sucking that energy off you. I'm sucking that energy off you. And I'm going to slide into their inbox. And I'm like, would you like my energy? Because I'm wrapping myself and I'm roaming round. But they're dumb. I'm roaming round in someone else's energy. Alright, come slam me down and we'll keep it a secret, yeah? Because of fake friends, darling. And we'll go out and we'll go party and we'll get our tits on drugs, yeah? But the drugs are poisonous. They are. And they're a copycat. They always have been. They always will be. These fake-ass friends, okay? These fake-ass family members, alright? These could even be school friends involved with this sibling. They're all just snakes, darling. They're all snakes. They're all getting sentenced, darling. And they're going to be surrounded by people just like them. 3 cups in reverse, malicious gossip. So much underhanded behaviour, alright. 9 of cups in reverse. You could have started having nightmares. We've got death card in reverse. You could have started having nightmares about them, trying to bump you off. And if they've got child or children, having nightmares about them harming child or children, because that's what they want. So 8 of wands, alright. It is bad news for them. 2 of swords, that's been blocked. It's been blocked. It's been blocked. 3 of wands in reverse. They don't want to see you expand in your own life, alright? They don't want to see you have this money come back. They don't want to see you expand in your love life. They don't want to see you expand and have any more child or children. They don't want to see you have nothing. 9 of wands in reverse. Let us down. Let the guard down. Let us down. They're trying to let you down. Well, something about letting down, but either way, let your guard down, alright? This is what they want. Let your guard down. Let me slither on back in. Come on, I'm your sister, darling. I'm your brother. Come on, I'm your best mate. I've been your best mate all your life. Let me slide back in. Come on. That's what they want. So they can create an attachment and then they can just keep robbing more and robbing more and robbing more and slamming all any of your side pieces, or you get anyone else, I swear, 3 of swords, they're going to slide back on in and they're going to try and break your heart and slam them behind your back. Because it's like a competition to these snakes. Because they're fake. They're frauds. They're involved in stealing other people's identity. So basically, if they can't even stick to their own identity and they want your full identity and your full life, then there's something not all there in their head. Got the swords in reverse, 6 of coins in reverse, and 9 of cups. So, you know, if you get with the masculine or feminine, yeah, and they find that out, they will start getting hammered with about 10 messages back to back from all these fake accounts, yeah, or from their actual original account, alright, and they'll start coming on to that, or they'll be like, right, That's it. I'm going to add them on Facebook, darling. I'm going to sliver on into their inbox because they think it's a game. And then, because I do spell work, darling, they're just like, oh my God, look, I've got like 9 different messages off all the family and the friends now. Look, all the friends are messaging me. All the family members are messaging me. I can't believe it. And then I'll just start sliding it off, darling. Because I want to bring some sort of heartbreak, but they're only breaking their own out when you walk away and you walk away. And they don't like it and they're dumb. They think that you're always going to take it. I think that you're just going to keep taking them back and let you go. Oh, come on, I've been your mates since primary school. I've been your mates since secondary school. We've been mates for years. They might as well start talking like that because they're nothing but a snake. Come on, we've been friends throughout 10, 12, 20 odd years now. Come on, let me sliver on back on in because while I'm scared, darlings, in case you get someone decent. Snakes, man. Empress in reverse. This could be a Taurus, could be a Virgo, or if this is like a feminine figure as well, because there is masculine and feminines involved in this, could be a shit mother figure, alright? It was now but slamming out 60,000 people throughout their full life and just slithering around, and maybe their own kids are just pissed off with the fact that Mammy's always got a new boyfriend and this is the new daddy. Alright, that's what I'm getting for some. Mammy's always got a new boyfriend and this is your new daddy. This is a new daddy, son, daughter. You start calling them daddy, 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 daddy. They get smacked up, cracked up, and then you get your back up because it's like, how can you say anything about me when you're always getting smacked up, cracked up? And that's why I was getting my back up, darling. Yeah, to the swords in reverse. You just low vibrational, sweetheart. You got a shit ton of karmic debt. Alright, so you can polish off that coinage, alright, but you won't be able to get your nice teeth polished or any of them acrylics or anything like that because they're coming out, darling, in prison, alright? They're coming out in prison, darling, because of this generational wealth. Ace of Swords, that's the truth. They're coming out in prison, darling, alright? Full family's going to get locked up. Yeah. 10 of Swords, it's going to be an ending for them, poor darlings. There was investing with an ex who was just as much of a snake as them, and they don't want to be an enemy no more. Why don't they want to be an enemy no more? Because I didn't know I was being manipulated, I didn't know I was being used. So now, if like an ex has just slivered onto them, and you don't want nothing to do with them, now these friends and fake family members, they don't want nothing to do with them anymore either. 47, 47. They don't, darling. It's just a game to them, alright? But they're just getting devoured by a snake. There's a lot of money what's been stolen. That's all they do. They just want to steal other people's money, 2 of Swords. And then they want you to get mad and angry about it, yeah? And they're acting like some sort of big man, big woman. But we've got Emperor type of energy, so you could be a masculine. They could be doing this to a masculine. But either way, feminines are doing this to masculines, and masculines are doing this to the feminine, alright? And if they've done this to a feminine, then if this masculine is coming towards this feminine, then they're like, no, what we're going to do? What's if they get the money back and they get a nice house and all that, and have a real faithful relationship? How am I going to line and slide my way in? Because what's if masculine and feminine get married? I don't want them to know I'm demonically possessed. Because they are, darling, and it's been illuminated. They're demonically possessed. We've got a Queen of Swords, alright, who thinks they can avoid judgment because they're just sliding around. But there's one going round on the, local hometown. I'm like, nah, you're not fucking coming into my house anymore. See you all later, because it's just sliding all round, oh, darling. Nummy. Sliding round my ex, sliding round my old pals, sliding round my family members. I don't know. So we've got Libra, Gemini, or Aquarius. They don't have to be, but they're a compulsive liar. And if this is resonating with masculine, they will rob the life out of masculine. Right, and if this is resonating with feminine, they want you divine masculine, alright? They don't want you to have a nice house or home. They don't want you to get your money back, okay? They don't want you to have a loyal or faithful relationship because they want to keep sliding in, darlings. They really do. Then we've got a King of Swords in reverse, who's also manipulating, slithery, slimy snake. Could be involved in trying to sacrifice, okay? Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. Involved in trying to sacrifice people. So basically, if masculine comes near feminine or feminine comes near masculine, they're surrounded by this shit, they're going to get gang stalked to fuck. Aquarius type of energy, they're on heel, they're going to get gang stalked, alright? They're going to get sacrificed, alright? Oh my lord, they're going to get gang stalked, they're going to get sacrificed by these demonically possessed, slithery, slimy serpents who are involved in some right sick shit, let me tell you that. But I'm resonating myself, alright? They're all slithering around. But we've got emotional intelligence in reverse, alright? Maybe just get with someone who's got a bit of a brain, alright? Because these people, their brains are being occupied by the devil. Alright, the brains aren't even their own anymore. Alright, the brains are just all the brain cells in the head, darling. It's just the devil. Because the father of lies. They are. They sacrifice people. Okay. To try and stop some sort of emotional fulfillment. So they don't want you to feel emotionally fulfilled. They don't want you to get your money back, okay? They don't want you to have a decent relationship. They don't want to see you have a nice house or a home, alright? They don't want anyone to be loyal or faithful to you because they're not all there in your head. But I'm pretty sure they're all going to get locked up, darling, and they'll be like, the ones who's doing this malicious lies, rumours and gossip, these cowards who've been collaborating together to do spell work, they're all going to get locked up. Seven of Swords, all they do is sneak around, stalk, spy, lie, collaborate with anyone else who's just as sneaking, stalking, spying and lying as them, alright, just as dysfunctional as them, because they're very dysfunctional, very dysfunctional. Anyone else who wants to sneak around? You want to sneak around us? Go on, you team up with us and we'll just keep swimming and slamming around together, darling. And they are. They're all swimming and slamming around, so be careful when you go out, alright? Be careful when you do your shopping, because these snakes are coming, darling, alright? And all of a sudden I'm like, I ain't seen you for a while since school. Oh, what are you doing here? I didn't know you were sitting here. Yes, they did, darling. We've got death card in reverse. They can't do it. They can't do it. Something is protecting you. We've got some sort of stagnation. 8 of Cups. They're trying to stagnate this money coming back to the rightful person. How are you trying to stagnate them, darling? Are you trying to pay everyone off in the whole entire world, are you, darling? Just because you want to keep sitting and slamming around, gal? Just hurry up and get them locked to the friggin' hell up, eh? Give us all a break from these slithery, slimy snakes, gals. They are. They're getting locked up. They'll be surrounded by people just as evil and toxic as them, darling, and they're not going to be able to handle it. Because they need someone innocent, someone pure, someone sweet to do this to. And if they get locked up, then how are they going to get their fix, darling? The moon card in reverse. How are they going to get their fix? How? How are they going to get their fix, darling? Because they always need new victims. They really do. They really do. Now, but bad messages are passing to each other. Call them this, call them that, you call them this, you call them that, and give you a bag of fucking cat, darling. You call them this, you call them that, and give you some fat. Go on, you call them this, you call them that, and give you a bag of weed, darling. So come on, I'll throw in a bag of mini cheddars and I'll throw in a bag of mini cheddars. So be careful when you are going to the shops, you're doing your shopping, alright, you're doing whatever you're doing, because the snakes are just absolutely everywhere, dolls. Never in reverse, but you're not wanting to be toxic like them, dolls. So leave the toxic people to civil and slam around. This King of Swords is not but toxic, alright? They know you're a star. That's why they want to bring death to you, darling. No way. They Just don't want to see you shining. Honestly, this must be how I'm speaking all the time. Just want to bring death to you, darlings. They chose to serve the devil. Okay? So how they can't even stay loyal to themselves. They can't even stay loyal in their own relationship. They're all serial cheaters. They all stalk, they all spy, they all lie, and they're all going to prison for life. And there's loads of them involved. There's loads. Because anyone who wants to recruit into a slimy snake, and it just gets longer and bigger and longer and wider, just longer and longer and longer, and just slipping and sliding around. Okay? But just remember, you're stronger than them, alright? They are weighed down. These people from family, these people from past, they're weighed down, alright? They're stressed the hell on out. They're stressed out. They're stressed out. Of course they are. They're stressing. Capricorn, Virgo, Taurus, they're stressing, darling. Why are you stressing, sweetheart? Because I didn't realise how strong you was. I don't know. Maybe they took your kindness for weakness. They did. They took your kindness for weakness. Them and this ex. Alright. We started working to just snatch everything. Snatch everything. Dysfunctional. Do a shit ton of black magic, alright. Four of Wands in reverse, a ruthless home tower, ruthless type of church, Baphomet rituals, underhanded behaviour, alright. They want to snatch everything from you. Because they think, they know it. A couple of links of Freemasons and Masons, stars, starling. Yeah, a Baphomet rituals, they've got a shit ton of karma, alright. Someone's going to swipe them off the feet. These enemies. Someone's going to swipe them off the feet. Or swiping them off the feet. They want to know your every move, so just be careful, like I say, but they want to swipe you off your feet. They're going to get swiped off the feet. False evidence bearing false witness. Think it's funny stealing until a pack of their noodles get stolen. So when they get locked on up, right, they're going to be booting them off in prison when a pack of their noodles gets stolen. Alright, an apple goes missing and they're going to be going mad and they're going to be like, it's my apple, that was my muffin, I've worked hard all week and I've just gone back to my cell and the muffin's gone, and they're going to be going sick over a muffin, a pack of noodles, alright, but at least they won't be able to manipulate people on the outside and continue this corruption and injustice. So it's going to be a successful court case against this snake and everyone else, darlings. It was mentally weak. That's the truth, darlings. They took some money and was transferring it from account to account. I'm like, I'll have this, I'll have that, I'll have this, I'll have that. Could have done this to masculine or feminine. Yeah, they're going to lose a house, they're going to lose a home, alright. We've got Queen of Wands in reverse, Jezebel, okay, Dark Witch, who does hexes and curses. Temperance in reverse, and they work with demons. Five of Wands, and they start battling and competing against you with demons, darling. Because they're working with the devil. So keep praying to Jesus, okay? Keep praying to the Most High. Justice will be served. It could be actually hitting the news. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, he's got people like working for him, alright. He just wants to be sat there, or she just wants to be sat there and have people serving them. Because they're freaks. They think they should be served, look. Come on, work for me, I'll give you some of this coinage. It don't matter about your bad karma, darling, but they're going to get locked up. They are. And then you're going to be able to celebrate, okay? Because people's going to see them for who they are. Nothing but dark, wicked witches and warlocks. This is what they are, darlings. So they're going to get locked up. Alright. They're going to get sentenced. And they're going to have to just sliver around the cell. Alright. They're going to have to just sliver around the cell. Sliver around the cell. I don't know. They just thought, you know, by teaming up together, they was more stronger and powerful, darlings. For some strange reason. But they're probably going to get life sentences, aren't they? And they're going to go mad over a pack of noodles. I can just see that, right? They're going mad over a frigging some super noodles, or you know what I mean, super noodles. But for some strange reason as well, like some of these people in this collection, they are actually really dumb. Because they just thought they was going to get away with it. They thought they'll pay some corrupt law and they'll just keep moving. 59, 59, darling. They'll just keep moving forward, alright? Change the way this masking off feminine is viewed. Get a community of celebrity slimy snakes, alright? Because the Jenny, child, alright? Family room, lie to the kids, alright? Keep lying to the kids. It's alright, with this stolen all this money, kids. Call your mama, your dad, and nuts, darling. So they're chatting shit to the kids, alright, because they've stolen all this money. They have, and they're going to get locked up along with the community for a cranks, darling. There'll be a lot of people getting locked up for this. A lot of people. Even maybe some sort of nurses or medical staff or mental health workers. They're getting charged and sentenced and all. If you want to change some sort of documentation, I don't expect him to get locked up. They just thought, I'll go on and I'll do anything for 20 quid. Anything for a holiday. Anything for a bag of crack, a bar of fucking, what have you, fat, crack, smack, ecstasy, alright, anything else. Trying to block like a marriage proposal, alright. They could even be trying to do some sort of false fake marriage behind masking off everyone's back to take what else? Official person, an unofficial marriage. That's, oh my lord. Even trying to get involved in a fake false marriage, or somebody could have got married with this money, but it's a fake wedding. Or somebody could be trying to get married in your name because it's a full-on stolen identity, and posed to be this masculine or feminine, skip down the aisle, and they're like, look, we're Mr. and Mrs. what have you. They're weird. Weird, man. Fake wedding, no. So literally they've involved, like, if they've done a fake wedding, they've involved people coming to this wedding, haven't they? But they're not lovers, they're haters. So it's a farce. Send a peace, love and light.